Prime field.
Yo, what's good, Husky Nation? You see that scoreboard? 90-53. You see that 14-0 record? You see Providence getting absolutely cooked at home? But here's what you didn't see if you just glanced at the final score. This wasn't about the starters tonight. This was about the babies. KK Arnold, out. Nasal fracture, Ayanna Patterson. Concussion protocol. The safety nets were gone. And what happened? The freshman class said, "We got this," and proceeded to put on a clinic at the Amica Mutual Pavilion. This is the game Gino Auriemma has been waiting for. This is the stress test. This is the moment where we find out if the Next-Gen Huskies are ready to carry championship weight. And folks, they just passed with honors. Let's break down the 5 biggest impacts from this statement victory, counting down to the performance that has me hyped for March. Providence came out scrappy, down just 9-7 with under 7 minutes in the first. They were executing. They were physical. They thought they had a chance. Then UConn said, "Cute." What followed was a 21-0 demolition that lasted over 6 minutes and turned this game into a chalk outline. AZ Fudd sparked it with a scoop layup and 2 free throws. Veteran poise when the vibes were tight. Jana L. Alfie capitalized on a Providence turnover. Then the freshmen took over. Blanca Quiñonez went into flamethrower mode, 7 straight points. She's slashing, she's cutting, she's making Providence's defense look like they're moving in quicksand. Kaylee Heckle fills the lane on the break and finishes clean. And Sarah Strong, she's camping out behind the arc, splashing back-to-back threes because the defense is so scrambled trying to contain the chaos. By the time the dust settled, it was 37, game over in the first quarter. Wyatt earned an 8.5. This run was a statement. UConn's bench doesn't just hold leads. They accelerate the game into a blur that opponents can't keep up with. Sarah Strong is a starter, so we sometimes forget she's a freshman. Tonight was your reminder. Providence tried to bully her. They packed the paint, they bumped her off cuts, and they made it ugly in the post. You know what she did? She stepped back, way back behind the arc, and she let it fly. 5 threes, count them 5. She finished with 17 points and 7 rebounds in just 23 minutes. Every time Providence thought they could contain her with physicality, she made them pay from 25 feet out. That's not just scoring, that's adaptability. That's a freshman reading the defense in real time and saying, "All right, you want to clog the paint? I'll turn you into a highlight reel from downtown." The 5 turnovers? Yeah, those happened. She's still learning to navigate double teams and tight passing windows. But when you're the focal point and you're still putting up 17 on efficient shooting, that's growth. Wyatt earned an 8.7. Strong turned Providence's defensive game plan into a liability, forcing them to respect the perimeter and opening up everything else for the bench mob. Let's talk about that bench scoreboard. 33-5. UConn's bench outscored Providence's bench by 28. The Huskies' second unit scored more points than some starting fives will drop tonight across the country. Jana L. Alfie was a machine in the paint. 10 points on 5 of 6 shooting. That's 83% efficiency from a backup center. She's catching, chinning the ball, and finishing through contact like she's been doing this for years. Kellis Fisher came in for just 5 minutes and immediately attacked. A blur in transition who scored 3 points and reminded everyone that she's a speed weapon Gino can deploy to change the entire texture of a game. And here's the truth, Husky Nation, this depth. This is what separates contenders from pretenders in March. When your bench can come in and not just maintain a lead but extend it, when they can outscore the opponent's entire second unit by 28 points, you've got championship DNA. Providence's starters were gassed by the fourth quarter because they were chasing fresh legs every rotation. That's how you break teams. Wyatt earned a 9.0. This wasn't garbage time scoring. This was the bench dominating against a desperate Big East opponent, proving UConn has 2 legitimate lineups that can win games. Let's set the scene. Kaylee Heckle took 2 hard falls against Butler days ago, upper body injury. She left that game and didn't return. Her availability for Providence was a question mark until tip-off. Then she suited up, and she went 4 for 4 from the field. Perfect. 9 points. 1 turnover in 18 minutes as the primary backup ball handler with KK Arnold out. 2 steals. She ran the floor on the break, attacked the rim when the lane opened, and made 0 mistakes with her shot selection. She didn't force threes. She didn't play hero ball. She took what the defense gave her and finished every single time. This is what Gino Auriemma dreams of. A freshman point guard who shows up hurt, plays through it, and executes with ice-cold efficiency. The 4 fouls? Yeah, that's the only knock. She's still learning to defend without reaching, but that's coachable. That shot selection and poise? That's championship-level IQ. Heckle proved tonight she's not just depth, she's insurance. When the games get tight and the stakes get high, she's ready to step in and be flawless. Wyatt earned a 9.3. Perfect shooting, 1 turnover in 18 minutes as a backup PG, and doing it all while recovering from injury. This is the resilience that wins titles in March. Okay. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Gino Auriemma once said Blanca Quiñonez leads the free world in turnovers. He wasn't joking. She's been brilliant but reckless, daring but dangerous, electric but erratic. Tonight, 0 turnovers. Read that again. 0. In 25 minutes, the 4th most on the entire team, against a Providence defense that forces 16 turnovers a game and specializes in muddying passing lanes. Quiñonez didn't just play clean. She played perfect. She finished with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. She shot 5 of 11 from the field and was the engine of that 21, 0 run in the first quarter, dropping 7 straight points in a minute-and-a-half burst that broke Providence's spirit. She was slashing to the rim, cutting back door like a shark, smelling blood, and dishing dimes without trying to be a hero. And then, she ended the third quarter with a buzzer-beating layup after stealing the inbounds pass. Pure instinct, pure gamer mentality. That's not something you can teach. Here's what this means. Blanca Quiñonez just proved she can harness the chaos. She can be creative without being careless. She can attack without turning the ball over. If she can maintain this discipline in March while keeping that electric spark, she's not just a bench piece, she's a difference maker. Wyatt earned a 9.8. 0 turnovers from the turnover queen in 25 minutes of high-leverage minutes is a massive developmental leap. And she still brought the scoring punch and playmaking that makes her special. So what did we learn tonight in Providence? We learned that when the veterans go down, the Next-Gen Huskies don't flinch. We learned that Kaylee Heckle is a surgeon with the ball. We learned that Blanca Quiñonez can play disciplined basketball without losing her edge. We learned that this bench doesn't just hold leads, they blow games open. The 21 turnovers? Yeah, Gino's going to address that in practice. But here's the thing. They committed 21 turnovers and still won by 37. That's the margin for error you have when your bench outscores the opponent's bench 33-5. This team is 14, 0 for a reason, and after tonight, the blueprint is clear. The 2026 National Championship won't be decided by Ozzie Fudd's scoring or Sarah Strong's dominance. It'll be decided in those 6-minute stretches when the bench has to hold the line. And tonight, the bench didn't just hold the line, they dominated it. Now it's your turn, Husky Nation. Blanca Quiñonez just went from turnover machine to 0 turnovers in 25 minutes. Was this the game that proves she's ready for March Madness? Or does she need to do it again against a top 10 opponent before we crown her? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear if you're believers or if you need more proof.
Prime Field